Yeah, real quick, I had got like I momentarily forgot what I was saying. I was saying with Irene, there was so many things that she did that was a turnoff. She popped up at his house, so it's giving needy. You never do that to a man or a woman. Like, I don't like people that's needy. Like, I know this one girl, we have a mutual friend, and she was like, "Why you not picking up your phone?" I said, "I did pick up my phone. Like, I responded to your text. Like, what the hell? Like, nobody likes somebody that's needy, and especially when you're dating, it's giving, you're supposed to be dating other people." She says she was dating other people, he was dating other people. So there's no reason for you to be popping up at his crib and y'all wasn't even exclusive. That's a turn off. Like, that would make anybody turned off. Like, because I've had it happen to me. You don't pop up at nobody's crib. You don't do that. You don't do that. And with my situation, he went ghost on me. He went ghost on me and reappeared, and then thought I was going to be cool with him again. Like, no, you could go back to whence I came. Like, wherever you came from, you can go back. Like, no. But popping up at somebody's home is never cool. Like, as handsome as he was, that's a turnoff. What are you popping at my crib for? Like, it's not like I ghosted you. You ghosted me, and then you was doing that. And with her, he told her, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you out for your birthday," but he ain't take you. So get over it and move on. Like, and then her newest video, she says how they was gonna spend Christmas together. Like, she has a family, parents, a brother, whatever. And she was like, "Oh, she's gonna bring him up. He don't deserve spit, let alone, a Christmas dinner. Like, he wasn't there for your birthday. What makes you think he want to spend the holidays with you? So I said all that to say this, like, her actions, just her saying it is a turn off. Like, this man was not your nigga, and you just was on him. You just on him, and that's annoying, and I know how that feels. Like, like I told y'all about my first cycle with the dude from Left Rack City. I was very young. I was like 16 when we met, and I didn't even do anything. It's not like I was, like, in her instance, he was kind of leading her on. But with this guy, I wasn't sleeping with him. We wasn't going nowhere. And he was just crazy. He would blow up my phone. And that was the first time I had a guy blow up my phone. So I didn't even know how to deal with that. And he was very demanding. He was like, and then he was like suicidal. And that's another thing that's a turn off, is when you come off as a mental patient, male or female. Like, when you come off as you're not stable mentally, that's a turn off, like, automatically. So mental instability, clinginess, like, that's all. And she admitted that she has borderline personality disorder. The whole time, she got like 8 videos on this dude, and they wasn't even together, which shows that she has attachment issues. You should never get attached to somebody that much and y'all wasn't even together. That really shows that there's something wrong with her, because ain't no fucking way. Like, she's smart enough to know that they was never together. You got girls that's so delusional, they'll tell you, "No, that's my boyfriend, that's my boyfriend." She's smart enough to know that they was never together, but it's not clicking that, okay, he wasn't interested. Obviously, if this man didn't take you out for your birthday multiple times, like, you gave him 3-4 chances, he still didn't do nothing for your birthday, that shows that he was not interested. Like, does he gotta spell it out? But I started talking about the drinking. Now, when they went out, they got into an argument, and he's like, "Yo, I don't even want to go inside." She goes, "Oh, we're going. If the man is telling you he don't want to go inside the lounge or the bar or whatever with you, just take it in stride to be like, okay, that doesn't mean you weak. It just means, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a turn off. And then she was like, how the waitress came, and she was like, I want 2 drinks of such and such, and he didn't want to drink, and she made him drink. That's what I was getting at. Like, if you try to sit there and make me drink, smoke, that is such a turnoff. Like, I had another ex from 2016. I told you about the broke businessman. He literally on my birthday was making me smoke hookah. It's like, nigga, I don't want to smoke hookah. This is not what I want to do. But that's what I wanted to bring out. Like, he was like, he didn't want to drink, and she's like, you're drinking, you're drinking. She's very bossy. Like, I hate people like that, because I have a friend that's an alcoholic, and every time we get together, that's why I limited hanging out with her. Every time we go out, it's like, oh, you have to drink. Like, that's like mandatory for her. Why do I have to drink because you're drinking? If I feel like drinking, I don't need company. Like, I would never sit there and be like, oh, drink, 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 forcing someone. Like, I hate that so much. I hate it so much. Don't try to make me drink. So I can only imagine how he felt when Irene was trying to make him drink. Like, oh, you're drinking. Why are you so bossy? Like, you treating this man like he's your pet or something. Like, that's a turnoff. It is. And that can make a man not attracted to you, because it's like, he told you he didn't want to go to the lounge. You should have just been like, all right, drop me home, certain things. And it's funny because my ex said I was bossy, and I'm like, how so? He couldn't even tell me. He was only saying that because he just was losing attraction for me on his own accord. And I lost attraction from him. Once I found out his real age, I lost attraction, because I don't like no old man. And I only got back with him because it was COVID and he was cooking for me. I'm being bluntly honest. Like, when COVID happened, I was happy that I was not alone. I had a man in my house. I had my son. I was good. For those people who was alone, y'all the real MVPs, because I'm just happy I didn't have to be alone during COVID. I was happy to have a man in my house cooking for me, helping me out and stuff like that. So, especially working from home and going to school and having a 10-year-old at the time. At the time, my son was what? He had just turned 11, right? He had just turned 11 when the pandemic happened. So, 11-year-old, even though he was independent, but still, like, homework. I couldn't even help him with his homework because I don't know math. So, and the teachers was blowing up my phone. The dean, me and him got into it. It was a crazy time. So, having somebody in the house with me, it was cool. I appreciated it, But when I found out his real age, I'm like, ew. Like, why do you prey on young girls? Like, why do you go for people that's so much younger than you? That was a turnoff, And then it was a turnoff for me. He was making up shit. And then another turnoff is he said I'm boring. I'm like, how so? Because I don't drink and smoke. Like, that was a turnoff. But he said I was bossy. I'm like, how am I bossy? Because I'm telling you to do what you should be doing anyway. Like, he said, and I knew he was talking shit, but the very first semester when I came back to Mercy College in 2019, I had to go all the way to the Bronx because it was last minute. John Jay or whatever, they didn't tell me I wasn't accepted into the school, so I went up to the school to find out. And so I went up to, Mercy, and they was like, there was no classes available in Manhattan or Westchester. So I went to the Bronx, and my senior year I ended up in Westchester. It was crazy, but I'm happy I'm done. I graduated 2 years ago, whatever. So, so he was like, at the time he didn't have his car. He was like, oh, if I had my car, I would drive you to school. He gets his car and he barely wanted to drive me to school for reasons I don't understand. Like, I could understand if I was a shitty person to him, but I'm putting gas in your car. I paid for the boot. The boot he did pay me back for, but Anything he needed, I was down for him. So I just didn't understand why he couldn't do me a favor and drive me to school. And I did have to like boss up and kind of push him to do it. But normally, on a normal basis, I would never want to be seen as bossy, because once a man tell you that you bossy, that's a turnoff. And it's like when I asked him how am I bossy, he didn't really have an answer, but he told on himself. Basically, he was saying he didn't want to drive me to school. And he didn't. He only drove me to school maybe 3 or 4 times the whole semester. And him and I got into it. I was like, I got receipts that say that I've been taking Metro North and Uber. And I actually took out a credit card for that, for Uber, because I was taking it so much to get to school. And, I didn't even go on vacation last year because of that, because the credit cards went into the following year. I graduated 22, but I paid it off last year, and I'm happy about that, But it was just like, yo, I got this credit card for Uber, and I'm taking Metro North because you refuse to drive me to school. And I didn't understand that. It's like, you're available. It's not like you got to work during that time. It's a half an hour drive. And that's another thing. He wouldn't even spend the night with me in Brooklyn. Like, most dudes would spend the night at their girl house and drive them from Brooklyn. I feel like he didn't even do that. I had to go meet him in Harlem, and he would drive me a half an hour, and he didn't want to do that. Selfish. He was just very selfish. And when I look back on it, I should have left him alone. Once he was showing signs of selfishness, I should have been done, because I didn't deserve that. I could see if I was a cheat towards him or something like that, or using him. But no, I'm trying to go to school and better my life, and you don't want to help me out. And then he knew I was paying tuition out of pocket, never offered me a dime, never offered to pay for books, never offered to help me pay for anything, beside dates. And it was like, ew, like, I don't even like you like that, and you sleeping? Like, blocked. Eventually, I just blocked him, because I'm like, yo. But I said all that to say this. Even if you come off bossy unintentional, they lose attraction too. Because I think he lost attraction for me too. Not because of my look. I remained the same as far as looks. I gained a few pounds, but it wasn't like my belly was out, or, I started getting a better shape or whatever. And then it's funny because I ended up losing, recently I lost 8 pounds by accident. But, yeah, it was weird, like, with him. But, with Irene and she calls herself Renee Beauties, she was very bossy. Like, she was popping up at his house. He telling her, if a guy telling me, yo, I don't even want to go, for real, I'd be like, okay, cool. And I would find somebody else to go with. Like, I would never force a guy to, it's just not in me to go out. I'm forcing you to go out when there's a line full of niggas that wish to take me out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring out that I have forgot. Like, she was being super bossy, making him drink and stuff, and he's not a drinker. All of that is a turn off. It really is. It really is. But yeah, hit the like, subscribe button, y'all, and just let me know what's a deal breaker for y'all in the comments. Like, what makes you lose attraction for a man or a woman? And those are my thoughts.